We're ready for step 2 of the 16-page booklet. You'll need your 3 pages already painted, a ruler, needle, string, wax, awl, scissors, petter and pencil, and a binder clip. First, we're going to fold the pages. So if it matters to you, choose which paper is going to be the cover and then set that aside. I think I'm going to use this green page, so I'll set that to the side. And then I have my other 2 pages. So I'm going to set one of them somewhere else to a different side. And I'm going to take the first page and we're going to aim to fold it into thirds. So for me, I'm trying to position it so you can see. About right here is where it would be into thirds because it looks like this half and this half are almost in the center, so just about. So I'm going to go ahead and crease that. So you go ahead and do yours now. Then I'm going to fold the other side over. So I would take this, fold it over. I want it to be near where this edge is, but I don't want to bend that. So it'll be almost to the edge of this one probably, but not quite. It depends on where you folded your last fold. If it's not perfectly into thirds, it's okay. So when I crease it, if you look at it from above, there's a little gap here, and this side doesn't quite go to the edge either, but it should kind of open like that. Okay, so go ahead and do yours now. We're going to fold the next page in the same manner. If you want to, you feel like your first one was pretty successful, and so your book lines up, we can crease them about in the same spot. So I'm lining these up, and I'm looking, I can see my crease line right here. I can just put my finger right there, do a little crease like that. I marked it, now I'm going to do my fold. And you can look at where your other one is as well. So it's about right there, which is where I wanted it to be. So there's a little bit here, and this side there's a little gap, so I'm not wrinkling that page. So crease that one really good too. So you should have your 2 pages that are folded the same direction. So go ahead and do that now. Okay, so we're ready to put our pages together. So if you would put them so the flap is on the right hand side for both of them. I'm going to open both of these like that. So the folded side is on the left and my single flap is on the right. You're going to take one of them. I'm going to do the bottom one. You're going to flip it upside down and then line them up together like this. So my crease is right here. That's going to be the center of my book. Go ahead and do that part now. Okay, so I have those in the center. Now it's time for your cover. If it matters which side is the outside, go ahead and put that down. I think this side, I like that blue, is going to be my outside, so I'm putting that down. And you're just going to fold this one in half. So this is different than the other 2. Line that up best you can. And then I'm creasing this. So you're opening that up. Now you're going to take these. So I have my center because there's one page, one page, second page. This will be in the middle. It's going to line up right here. So you want all those folds to be lined up together. Go ahead and do that part now. Now that I have all my pages lined up, this is my cover. I'm going to use the binder clip. And I'm going to clip it just, we're going to go here. One side or the other, it doesn't matter, of the fold. Okay. So we're gonna start working on getting the binding together. For this part, you'll need your ruler and your pen or pencil. I'm using pen because it's going to be easier for you to see. I'd recommend using a pencil just in case you get something messed up. So I'm going to be making my marks right on the crease. And I have my ruler here. My paper is 6 inches wide. If you're using a different paper, that's fine too. I like to go about a 1/2 inch in. I'm just going to mark that right there. Then I'll move my ruler down to 0 and mark every inch. So the long line next to the number. And then just make sure there's one about a 1/2 inch or so in from the end. And that will be the marks for our binding. Next, we're ready for the awl. So remember, the awl is very sharp, so you want to make sure not to poke yourself. We're going to be working our way down. What I'm going to do is I'm sliding the awl across the table. I'm not going down into the table because it'll damage the end of the awl. And I have my fingers out of the way. The awl's going to be coming through right here, so I have my hand down here. And aim for that dot, and it should poke through pretty easily. About that far, at least the width of your pinky a little bit further. Do that to each hole. And once you're done with that, we're done with the awl. Go ahead and do that now. Then we're ready for the string. So traditional binding, you're going to do 3 times the length. So I would do 1, 2, 3. Be generous and then cut that. Your string might be pre-cut for you. And then I'm going to wax the string. The wax will get your string sticky and it'll help it stay in the binding while you're working with it. Run it through about 3 times or so. Make sure to get both sides. And then I'm going to grab the needle. If you have trouble threading the needle, what I like to do is loop it like this and then stick the loop through so it stays a little easier. And then we're going to fold this, and the wax will help it kind of stay in the needle. And whenever you grab the needle, if you pull it right here, that way when you pull your needle, the string doesn't come out like that. We will start from the top and work our way down. I'm going to start right here, pull the string through till you're about here. We have a generous amount, and clip that in the binding because that's where we're going to tie it when we're done. We're going to go back and forth all the way down. When you get to the bottom, don't go around the bottom, but actually go back up. So I'm at the bottom. I'm just going to go back up, and all those areas should close up for you. Now that we're done, we're ready to tie the knot. First thing we want to do is make sure these are tightened up. So I'm just going to give it a little tug, and we're pulling this direction to make sure I don't have any gaps, and I can go ahead and take this off as well. And then we're ready to tie the knot. What we're going to do is tie a square knot because this will hold your book together and it won't come undone. So you can do left and right, but I like to do short string, long string. So if you take your short string, cross over the long string, short string goes under, and pull that tight. You can use a friend, or I'm going to use my thumb here. to pull the strings down. Same thing again, short string over long string. Short string goes underneath. And then pull that tight. So if you do that correctly, the strings should lay flat. And leave yourself about an inch or so, that's about your thumb to your knuckle. You don't want to cut it too close, the knot will come undone. Okay, so I have the binding part is done. Now we're going to fold the outside cover. So we have this area out here, we're going to take care of that. So if you open the cover and have these laying flat and pushing along there, and what I'm going to do is just take this flap and crease it where those pages end, because we want this to be out as far as those, because it's going to help protect our pages. So I've just creased it, and I'm going to fold it the rest of the way down. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other page. I'm actually going to flip this over. Do the exact same thing again. So I'm folding this up, creasing it along those pages. Okay, and you should have, your book is all set to go. So now when you open it, you have these different pages that fold out that you can add different things to. And you're ready for the next step of your book.